Hey, welcome back, folks, to the Ray Lucia Show. 877-PLANNER. If you have a question for my special guest, Lyn Rowe, certified financial planner. Check out this music here. Yeah, you know what that is. That's IWantMyLTC.com. Forget this MTV stuff.
Yeah, they got it wrong the first time.
That's right. I think you get the boss singing that for you, huh? He's from
maybe.
our era.
Yeah. Well,
I saw him the other day, and he's almost as gray as me.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Hey, 877-PLANNER, if you have a question for Lyn on long-term health care. You know, we joke a little bit, but this is a very, very serious issue. I'm so happy that you and our pal Terry talked me into buying long-term care insurance. It was really Jeannie that talked me into doing it for sure 5 years ago. I locked in a great premium. I haven't had a rate increase, and I feel quite secure, and she does too. Now, last week, Lyn, we were talking about costs and how much people will be sacrificing if they don't buy it.
Right.
So let's revisit that for just a minute, because it's staggering how much care is costing these days.
Well, let me give a kind of foundation for that first, and that has to do with 2030. Now, that sounds like it's out in the parking lot. It's not. It's only 16 years away. And that means that for the baby boomers, according to the stats now, we're seeing people over age 65, they expect the population over age 65 to double from 2000 to 2030. 2000 to 2030, sorry.
Yeah, so in that respect, you're running out of money for Social Security. The government doesn't have any money to take care of you.
Right.
In Obamacare, it doesn't cover long-term health care. So you're on your own, Charlie. That's what Lyn is saying.
And it's even more than that. The demand for long-term care is going to go up exponentially, and money talks.
Well, it goes up exponentially, and we've been following this for years because of medical science and technology. I mean, part of it's a bad thing, but part of it is really a good thing because people are going to be living longer and healthier lives. But those last few years can be extremely expensive.
Exactly, exactly. So why 2030 is so important has to do with this growth of the population, the age 65, the baby boomers.
2030, I'll be 80 years old. That's about the time when you go in, though, isn't it?
Thank you. Okay, so now let's do the math.
All right, so right now it costs, what, about $90,000? If I were to enter a facility right now, it costs me about $90,000 for a private room, because I don't want to be sitting there with 7, 8, 9, 10 other old folks.
Right, private room.
Okay, so $90,000 a year, and you know, probably because I'm relatively healthy, I think I'd beat the odds. I wouldn't be in 2 or 3 years. I'd be in 4 or 5 years, right?
And a lot more claims are going 5 years. We're seeing a lot more going that
because
way.
of medical science, as we discussed. So 9 times 5, that's $450,000 of long-term care. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't need it, though, for X number of years.
16 years.
So 16 years. So can I do the calculation? So 450,000 today, 16 years later,
and we're
call it
4%.
That's the cost increases now?
Average cost of increase since 1974 has been a little over 4%.
So it's almost $845,000. So what I need to do is plan to take $850,000 out of my investment portfolio when I'm 80 years old to cover the cost of just one of our long-term care. Remember, there's two of us, too.
That's right.
Two of us driving nowhere. In either event, it's a very, very expensive ordeal. So then the question is, if it's $850,000, and I can tell you that Jeannie and I are spending about $4,000 right now. Now, we bought it in our late 50s. So if we're spending $4,000 a year
for the long-term care insurance.
For the long-term care insurance policy. And if we did that for 25 years, say, before we needed it, at 4%, using that same 4% number, it would have cost us $173,000.
And that's how many years?
25 years.
We were only going out 16.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I'm going to live longer than the average
I understand.
dude.
I'm simply saying that you won't be paying those premiums after you're disabled.
All right, 16 years, $90,790.05.
It cost you the same as a 1-year stay to pay for the insurance all that time.
Yeah, very good point. All right, so now you get your size 3.5 shoes, and you start kicking people in the tail to get them motivated to do it.
Yes.
And I have been in this industry, as you know, probably about a little bit longer than you, but not that much longer. You've been around quite a long while. We won't really get into that.
Why do I put up with
But
this?
the biggest problem, Lyn,
Yes.
is getting people motivated. Now, obviously, you can use these scare tactics of
Yeah.
how much it's going to cost, but deep down inside, is it not an emotional decision?
People are just convinced, and we all are, we're not going to be the one. We're not going to get sick. We're not going to get disabled. We're just going to go in our sleep one day, boom, and we're going to be gone. And I pray that that's true for all of us. But let's face it, the odds are not in our favor.
Isn't it Ariel Sharon who just died, and he was in a coma for like 7 years?
Wow, I had no
Isn't-
idea it
isn't
was
that-
that
yeah,
long.
like 7
Wow.
years in a coma.
Wow.
So think about this. You are a family member. I mean, I don't want to be in a coma. Pull the plug, do whatever, but the fact is the fact is. And so how do you pay for that? So you put a little bit of money aside each and every month. Now, how do you do that? Well, I know you as a CFP have guided many, many people. Some people have annuities they're not going to use, and you can convert those
That's right.
into some guaranteed payment for life, enough to make the insurance premium. Maybe you've got 50 grand or something sitting in an annuity contract. Or maybe you want to just take that $50,000 and buy one of these life insurance policies. I had a conversation with our pal Gene the other day. You know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
And we were talking about that. He helped invent these policies.
right.
And so you take the 50 grand, you have a guaranteed return of your principal. So you're not going to lose any money. If you decide 5 years from now you don't want it, you just take the 50 grand back. And you just work off of the interest you might have earned. By the way, how much is the 50,000 you've got in the bank earning right now?
Yeah, 0.00 pitiful.
0.00 pitiful.
I
Very
talked
good.
to a lady the other day who loves your show, listens religiously to your show. Her sister is caring for her mom. And it dawned on her that she has one son. And she said, that's not going to happen for me. So she started thinking about doing some things for herself. And now we're looking at that very type of coverage where you can put in a lump sum, have it paid up, and have it quadruple if you need the care. But if you don't need the care, it'll be a death benefit for her son.
And you bring up an interesting point there, because I've talked about this a lot with folks over the years. Baby boomers, people in my own generation who have parents. Their parents are 70 years old, 75 years old. Maybe if you're a younger boomer, the parents are a little bit younger than that. But, you, the baby boomer, or your siblings could all get together and pay for this if your parents can't afford it. All you're doing is protecting your own inheritance. If they own a home, remember, there are these filial laws in 30 some odd states now?
Yes, the filial laws that say that if a parent needs care and the parent is indigent, that they can go after the child.
Go after the kids. So baby boomers, please get a hold of Lyn Rowe. Give out your number, Lyn, because we got to run.
877-270-3127.
That's 877-270-3127, or go to iwantmyltc.com. Lyn Rowe, thank you very much. Glad you made it on time.
Yes.
I know you had a little traffic jam going
It
on.
was out there.
Got to get a little earlier start next time.
Do my best.
Take a break, come back. We're going to check in with Mr. Butterfield, see what he's got on his mind. 877-PLANNER. And then we're going to get to your calls and see what you have on your mind. So get on board right now. 877-752-6637. This is The Ray Lucia Show.
The Ray Lucia Show.